Feel like we're just kind of just kind of a little drop in the hat of all of the live streams that are going on tonight. But I'm happy to be here. Welcome in, everybody. Happy to see you folks joined in to TIMBP Live, our Thursday night live show. Super excited for this stream tonight with you guys. Also super excited for the stream following this with Clifton, as well as Matt from Whiskey Crusaders, Jason from Mash and Drum, and Bill from the Whiskey Dick. Cannot wait to get over on that and to play some video games, hopefully better than I did on my stream a few weeks back. I think I've got it figured out. I think I have, but we'll certainly see. We'll certainly see. Hello to everybody who is here in the chat. Bourbon Bites, otherwise known as Clifton McDaniel, which is who we're going to be hanging out with after my stream, of course. Donnie, Linux Cat, hello. Trev Wilson, Brian Brannicky, Kyle Ragsdale. My goodness, hello, Kyle. Chris, all the way from Brisbane, Australia. Don Nishida, Steven Sussman. My goodness, you guys. Thank you all so much for being here. I am starting out with a little bit of some early times bottled and bond. I haven't had a bottle of this in a hot minute, and so I figured that I should grab a bottle of it. When I went to the store today to pick up my review for the evening, which is the Dickel Rye, which we'll be talking about here in a little bit. I have never had this before tonight, and I figured it was only appropriate because it is Clifton's preferred rye whiskey, I believe, or at least one of his preferences. So I wanted to take the time and review it and acquaint myself with it, and I'm sure I'll wind up drinking some of it on the stream as well in a little bit. Kyle said wrong account. That's okay, Kyle. You're on the correct one now. Donnie said we got one of those early times bottled and bond this week. Will be a staple. Dickel is MGP, correct? That's the wrong bottle. Distilled in Lawrenceburg, Indiana, for the Cascade Hollow. I cannot speak tonight. For the Cascade Hollow Distilling Company in Tullahoma, Tennessee. 90 proof. So I will get to that for sure. Preferred budget rye. Okay, I apologize. Everybody's going to have to bear with the moderators as your Dickel comments get approved, because YouTube, this is YouTube, this is not Facebook, apparently believes that you need to, it needs to be censored, even though this is a video that is apparently not made for kids. Wow, I cannot talk tonight. That's impressive. That's impressive that I screwed up the word kids so badly that I had to go kids. Let's see if we can get this train on the right tracks by talking about some things that have happened this week and by talking about things that will be coming up as well. So, as everybody probably knows, no new episode was released this week. But there was a brand new ISO sessions that came out yesterday with Alan Cornett, who is a fellow Lexingtonian, and he is from the Eat Kentucky podcast, which is very good. He's got an episode with Dixon as well, if you'd like to go and check that out. But first, our initial super chat, not super chat is what I think I'm going to start calling it. It comes from Brian Brannicky. He said, Dickel. Dickel. It's gonna be a lot of fun. Baby brain already? Yes. I have already had baby brain. The wife and I both have. But anyway. So the Eat Kentucky episode that came out yesterday, had a lot of fun chatting with Alan about that. Tomorrow will be another ISO session. I'm just going to feature Abby and Elena, excuse me, from Bourbon and Blondes. They've been on the show before. They have a really great podcast as well called Bourbon and Blondes. And you can check that out tomorrow as well. So it's kind of a full week of content despite not having a main episode coming out. But next week, though, there will be a regular episode as things start to calm down. Swan moved. He moved house. Kurt actually got married this past weekend. Very excited for Curtis. And yeah, I've been dealing with everything else behind the scenes in the world of this My Bourbon podcast. So we will return with a regular episode next week, and I'm very excited for it. So yeah. Let me finish up this early times bottled and bond, so we can move on to the main event. And after that, who knows what's going to happen. So a couple of things to note. Super Chat, not Super Chats, are available at any of the links below. They are not only in the description of the video, but you can find all of them right here as well. PayPal, Venmo, and Square, or Cash, whatever you want to call it. So in lieu of not having 1,000 subscribers on YouTube, that is the way that you can actually donate Super Chats to the show. And I appreciate everybody who does that, of course. I also appreciate anybody who considers it but cannot do it. I know that it is not always feasible. So thank you guys. Steven's already looking forward to the next stream. He's ready for World 1 Level 2. I can say that's not going to happen on this coming stream. But Clifton asked if there were going to be any teasers as to what I was going to be playing tonight. I will be playing a different Mario game. One that I am slightly more familiar with, I would say, and one that I can play a little bit better. So, yeah. Also, I keep forgetting to do this. Hello to everybody who is watching on the replay. Thank you all so much for being here. I know that you couldn't make the regular stream, but it is very much appreciated that you joined regardless. And if you have not yet hit the like and the subscribe buttons, please go ahead and do that. You hit the bell notifications so you know next time I go live and every time that videos get uploaded to the channel, as well as new episodes. So there you go. Off of the business talk. Derek Julin, hello to you. What up with you as well? All right. So, as I said at the top of the episode, I figured it was only appropriate to officially try for the first time George Dickel chill filtered rye whiskey. Because this is Clifton's go-to budget rye, which I'm very excited to get into. Oh, nice cork pop. When we say budget rye, I mean, really, it was what? $26, $27? Something like that. Non-age stated, of course, I believe, at the very least. This remarkable whiskey is crafted by distilling a 95% rye whiskey. Wow. Among the highest rye content whiskeys to be found. Indeed. Clifton's going to go grab his Dickel. It says charcoal mellowed, smooth sipping. So we'll see. We'll certainly see about that. Lil, all the way from Brisbane, Australia as well, saying good morning. Good morning to you, Lilith. Just great seeing you in here. So, got a little bit of a Perry pour going on for the Dickel rye, which is not super in shot right now, but that's okay. Operating off of a Mac webcam. It's not always the most lucrative. Oh, it's floral. floral. It's got some like chocolate as well. It's not really dark chocolate. I mean, it kind of leans a little bit more towards milk chocolate, but it's sugary on the nose. It's got a little bit. Ooh, okay. Forgot how to wear headphones. It's got a little bit of a meatiness to it as well, which I like. I like this quite a bit. Donnie said that is one thing I wish Apple would update on the new MacBook. It's the webcam. I don't disagree with that. Swan said Dickel Rye weird. First off, welcome in, Swan. Second off, I figured why not do something different. Oh, there's a honeysuckle note definitely hiding in there. But it is very floral. It smells like nature. It smells like spring when it's springing. Like it's sprung. Swan, you want to try some? Absolutely. Just here you go. Or come over and try it. I don't care. Clifton can actually find this on sale for around $15 sometimes. Don't think I've had a better rye under $20. You know what would be nice to see is an affordable bottled and bond rye whiskey, kind of in the same vein as what Heaven Hill does with so many of their products. I think it would just be really cool. Also, I missed a super chat. I apologize. This is what happens when it's not on screen for me. From Don Nishida, he said, only staying on for 30 minutes today. Darn meeting still going on here in my time. No worries. Appreciate you. Oh, that was a nice ring. That was a nice ring. Cheers to you, Don. And with that cheers, I'm going to go in for the first sip. Dang. Dang. Wow. It's got depth to it. It's got flavor. It is definitely a flavorful rye whiskey. That is. This is a daggone good rye whiskey. I'm not. I got another super chat. This time from Tammy Brennicky. She said, I was going to grab my Dickel, but he wants to keep watching you. Can't say I blame him. Cheers to you, Tammy. And Brian as well. Appreciate you guys and your super chats. That's very sweet of y'all. What is all this talk of White Claw on a bourbon channel? Okay, yay White Claw. Yeah, Clifton, maybe make the I in Dickel like an exclamation point or something, or a lowercase L. I do like it, Donnie. I definitely do. Look, it doesn't say anywhere that it's straight rye whiskey. It could be under 2 years old, which in that case, I could probably understand why it is priced where it is. I can kind of get that. It is a 95% rye, so if it's under 2 years old, I mean, it hits, man. It has got a lot of flavor to it. For a it really, I believe, and you know, rye drinks more mature despite its age. So even if it is um, under 2 years old. The fact that the rye content is taking on more of those flavors, it really does seem to. It really does seem to have a lot of depth to it. I need to take another sip so I can actually dissect it a little bit. Oh, oh, wow! There's like a strawberry cake flavor. Wow, wowee. Did I really just say wowee on a live stream? Yeah, I think it is the 95% rye mash bill, Donnie. I think that does kind of help with it. Clifton said that he believes it's around 2 to 4 years. I don't know. I mean, I'm going just off of context clues. The fact that it's not got straight rye whiskey anywhere on it, and if it does, and I'm missing it, please let me know. But I mean, if we're going off of the law and the way that the labels need to include information, I think that it's probably under 2. I don't know. I'd have to look into it a little bit more. But anyway, so talking about the flavor profile in this one, it's sweeter than most ryes. I will give it that. I think that it's not got that minty, spicy kick to it that so many ryes do. I think that Breaking Bourbon says it was rumored to be 5 years. Wow, that is interesting. Could be outdated info. Fair enough. Both start out as the same MGP distillate, are aged for around the same amount of time, 4 to 7 years for Bullet, 5 years for Dickel, and are bottled at 90 proof. Fair. I think it's interesting that they wouldn't mark it as being straight rye whiskey. That's just my thought. Anyway, sweeter than spicier, I would say. Finish is a little bit short, but I don't mind that necessarily. It does kind of make me want to go back for another sip just based on how much I was enjoying the palate. But overall, I think this is definitely a good budget rye whiskey as my throat gets clogged up for some reason. Dude, Clifton, kudos to you. I had no idea. I wouldn't see that. This is what happens: is that you hear somebody say good things about a bottle, and then you, of course, are inclined to go pick it up. And if I had not heard from Clifton that he liked this so much, I wouldn't have gone and gotten it. So I appreciate you, Clifton, for schooling me in the ways of George Dickel rye. I think overall I'd probably give it like a 12 or 13 out of 20. I mean, not the highest score. I think that finish is really where it's getting killed. But I think the nose is very pleasant. I think the palate is really quite enjoyable as well. The price is kind of a knockout, honestly. And like Clifton was saying, if you could actually get it on sale, I think that's an even bigger steal. So yeah, I think this really surprised me. I think that's what I'm getting at more than anything. I don't know what it would be like if it was their own whiskey distillate. I think if that were the case, I really don't know how I would feel. I imagine that they would do everything they could to get it back to this kind of flavor profile. But it's certainly better. I like it much better than I do the 13-year bottled and bond whiskey. If we're talking about best Dickel products that we've tried, it's certainly up there. We can absolutely throw Bourbon Pursuit, the Pursuit series picks into that mix as well because it is Dickel distillate. I still am just not a fan of the Kirkland 7-year Tennessee whiskey, Tennessee bourbon, excuse me. I just don't care that much for it. But that's just kind of Dickel in general. And so, maybe I think that we honestly have to give MGP a little bit more credit with this one than we do Dickel. And I know that they definitely had a hand in what this product would wind up being. But if we're talking about those who crafted it, it's MGP. So, and would it perform as well if you actually labeled it as an MGP whiskey? I don't know. We've had this conversation on the show before. I don't know. I think that it would. It depends on what kind of name it was put out. Barrel Products. Yeah, absolutely. Barrel Products. I liked quite a few of them. The one that won Batch 21 that won at the San Francisco World Spirits Competition. I thought it was fantastic. Really, it did. So yeah, I can lump that in there too. But yeah, absolutely. So I think this is great. I was really, really surprised by this one. Not that I was expecting it to be anything less than good based on Clifton's recommendation. I wasn't ready for this one. I wasn't ready to be as surprised by this one as I actually was. So I don't know if I'm going to necessarily keep this on my shelf or in my cabinet or on the bar 100% of the time. I don't know how quickly this would even get consumed. I would probably prefer Turkey 101 rye over this one. As a matter of fact, why don't I'll just have some and compare it. So I should have it somewhat nearby. Or at least I thought I did. Here it is. Yeah, so I'm going to see what this is like side by side. And this also is a good time to bring up that next week's podcast episode is all about rye as well. Well, the drinking portion of it. We got plenty of news and whatnot to get to on next week's episode, specifically about a football player's whiskey that he just came out with. Speaking of Dickel. See, 101 rye, it smells more like a high rye bourbon. I mean, really, that's just what it kind of is being made out to. It's what it's made out to be for the general consumer. I mean, if you like 101 bourbon, you're gonna probably like 101 rye because it's just it's a low grade rye mash bill. It's a what's Chad and Sarah call it? A barely legal rye. So it's two different ballparks for sure. And I guess it really kind of depends on what mood I would be in as well. I mean, when you think about the fact that this is and by this I mean the Dickel rye is a much higher rye content. It makes sense why I wouldn't always be reaching for this. Same with New Riff rye, unless I really just want a big spicy bomb of a whiskey. I don't know if I would go for that. And excuse me. While the Dickel rye is not necessarily the spiciest, it is definitely more in that rye whiskey category. So I don't know. I want to try the 101 rye next to it as well. See, again, I would have had a hard time, and it takes a little bit to kind of get the rye characteristics. But I would have had a hard time nailing that down as a rye whiskey. I just think that it drinks so much more like a bourbon. So much more like a bourbon. And That doesn't knock it. That's not a knock against it at all. I think it's just kind of different strokes for different folks. I think that's it. But I if I had to say what is one that is more characteristic of a rye whiskey, I would definitely go with the Dickel rye. I think it's just kind of a quintessential rye. 101 rye is it's almost like a bourbon flavored rye, or a rye finished in bourbon barrels. Weird concept, dumb concept, but anyway, the point being, each has their own merits, and each has qualities to them that you would find unique to themselves, and it would be hard to only claim preference over one or the other. Why don't I do a Dickel versus Bullet rye, since they are both 95.5 ryes? I think that's a great idea. I don't have Bullet rye handy. If I did, I would absolutely do that. Maybe that could be next week's stream, or maybe a couple weeks from now, because we're getting kind of bogged down by rye content here on This Is My Bourbon podcast, or TIMBP Live, whatever it is that we're doing here. Anyway, the point being, I think that they both have great qualities to them. Just depends on what I'm in the mood for. So I'm straddling the fence, and I'm going to rip my pants. What do you do? I'm a people pleaser. Whiskey Steve, hello everybody. Hi everybody is what he said. Hello to you. I'm gonna actually try these two blended together, because why the heck not? That's the kind of decisions that I make in life. That's what happens with me. Where's my towel? Here it is. So why don't we do this? I'll talk about some. No, maybe I should save that for the podcast. I'll save that for the podcast. Whiskey Steve said, late getting here, but I like George Dickel rye and Turkey 101 rye. I'm in the same boat, man. More about the straight rye pick that Chris and Lil did through Limestone Branch. I am so excited to get at least a bottle of that whiskey. I miss it fiercely. Oh, this is interesting. Huh. Smells like a donut now. It doesn't taste like one. Ooh. Oh. That kind of brought out the spice that I was missing. That's good. Oh, Fred is doing a rye episode tonight too. That's funny. What's up with everybody taking over on Thursday nights? What's happening here? Originally it was just me, and then it was me and Clifton, and then I dropped off, and then it was just Clifton, and then I came back, and it was me and Clifton, and now everybody's doing a Thursday night thing. I don't know. I just want to share. I just want to share it with everybody. So, what is everybody drinking in the chat? Let me know below. I imagine that with all this talk of rye, people have been kind of inclined to drink more rye this evening. If you got any questions for the rest of the stream, that was kind of it. All that I had planned for tonight, and I know I kind of got through it a little bit quickly. If you have questions, be sure to drop them below as well. I'd be happy to chat about that. Chat about whatever's on your mind. Whatever's on your mind. We can definitely chat. Trev Wilson's drinking some Russell's Reserve. Real nice. Real nice. I got a bottle of that laying around here somewhere too. I got so much crap on the floor. Tammy said, we're here though. And I'm very happy you guys are here. Chris said, no late night shopping anymore. I try not to. I really, really try not to. I did it for a while, and then I was like, everybody does it now with a smartphone and a glass of alcohol or a bottle of alcohol. You order something on Amazon, and then when it shows up 2 days later, you forget. You've forgotten that you even ordered it until you open it up, and you're like, that was something I did. Lil's drinking green tea at the moment. Been in the mood for tea recently. Don't know why. Brian's drinking Kentucky Owl Rye Batch 3. Very nice. Like I said, if you do have questions or anything, feel free to drop them. You can also send them through via Super Chat as well. I do like this little blend. It's nice. Tammy said, "Do you get Flintstone vitamins on Dickel?" Yes, I do, but not with this particular rye. It doesn't. It just doesn't drink like a Dickel product, of course. But yeah, I always get Flintstone vitamins. I get that pickle flavor as well. But I'm just, I don't find a lot of joy in George Dickel products. Dad's here. He says I'm in. Hello, Dad. Whiskey Steve said, surprisingly, I have 2 straight ryes at the moment, drinking Hudson Baby Bourbon. Oof. Do you mean 2 like TWO or no? I don't know. Chris said, just hit 11 a.m. over here, so tea it is. I gotta get some green tea, man. Just sounds good. Speaking of Thursday, Bourbon and Blondes is also on now. Are they really? Are they on Instagram? So check that out. Everybody's welcoming Dad. He said he's watching Dave Matthews and his kid. Hey, Dad. Oh, maybe they're live on YouTube. I didn't realize that. I honestly did not realize that Abby and Elena were doing live streams. Unless that's something that I talked with them about, and I forgot. Bourbon and Bloodshed? What is that? They are live. Well, that's crazy. Huh. What do you know? It's wild. Anyway. Clifton said he's going to head into his stream to make sure folks aren't having issues figuring it out. See you soon, Perry. Clifton, I am going to hop off here early so I can get over there and get stuff figured out as well. So in about 10 minutes, I'm going to wrap up and get my equipment ready to go. So, let's see. Brian said, I don't get the vitamin taste on most of Kenny and Ryan's picks. It's weird. I don't really either. I think that, they did like the first 3 Pursuit Spears picks were Dickel. I feel like one of them I got more of a Dickel profile on it, but overall they tasted pretty non-George Dickel-y. So, yeah. Tammy asked, have I selected a bottle to open when baby girl arrives? I have not yet, actually. I'm still looking, and I'm still trying to figure it out. And I don't know, I can't quite figure out what it's going to be. Like, for a while, I was kind of set on Kentucky Owl Batch 9. And it wasn't that I was looking to buy it necessarily, but what I was doing was playing for it in fireballs and randomizers and whatever on Facebook. but it just I never actually I never actually got to it or got to win a bottle of it. So I'm trying to figure out what the alternative is going to be, if any, at this point. I really don't. I don't. I mean, it's going to be something. I don't know if it's going to be Kentucky Outbatch 9, but it will be something. Maybe if I could find like maybe something that was picked on the day that we found out, that'd be kind of nice. It was a Saturday, so it'd be fun. I don't know. I'll have to find some. I have to find some inspiration. Chris said we'll have to organize an extra bottle of the next Mafia picks for you. I would love that, Chris. I love that. We need to get you guys back on the podcast as well when you are able to come back over here. I know you all said that you weren't going to be able to make it over this year because Qantas refunded your tickets, your plane tickets. So that's okay though. We'll get you back. We'll get you back on, and it'll be well worth the wait. I guarantee it. Dad said it'll be great. Don't worry. Yeah, no. I'm like, come on, man. I just gotta find something. I gotta figure something out. Here, I'll do something. I'll show you guys something cool. Maybe I shared this in our Facebook chat, but yesterday was Lucy's 20-week appointment. You can see all my tabs and stuff open now, but that's what baby looks like right now. She's getting big. I'm excited. Lucy said she could feel her moving around tonight, and we were sitting around watching Parks and Rec, and she goes, I just felt a very sharp kick into my bladder. And I was like, that's where we are. That's where we are at this point. Tammy wants to meet Lil and Chris. I want you guys all to meet Lil and Chris as well. They're wonderful, wonderful people. So we got a lot of good stuff to look forward to over the next year. Baby, friends coming over to visit. Perry pulled on his beard. Is that the new thing? Because I'm not playing with my hair. If I've got a hat on, if I pull on my beard, or play with my beard, I gotta drink. I'll drink to it. Whatever. Dang, it's a good little blend. If I get low on, well, I'm already kind of low on my 101 rye, but I guess I can find another one pretty easily. Dad wants to meet them as well. I keep forgetting you haven't met them yet. That's really funny. Brian said you'll be such a great papa. I appreciate that, man. We'll have to do so as I've been saying in the coming months. This is where the baby is going to reside. So we'll have to do one final big episode recorded in here, and one final live stream in here as well as we approach October. So I look forward to that. But yeah, we shall see. Anyway. We're going to go ahead and wrap things up so I can get stuff set up for Clifton's stream. There is a link to that in the description below. We can come see us as we hang out and drink whiskey and play some old video games. I'll go ahead and reveal what it is that I'm playing. I'm playing Super Mario World for the Super Nintendo. And I promise I'm much better. I'm much better at this game than I was Super Mario Bros. I promise you. I've got a lot more experience with it. It was like the first game that I really played when I was younger and got a knack for. So we'll see how it goes. Hopefully I don't keep going round and round. But link is there below. Donnie just dropped it in the chat as well. It's all over the place, so we will definitely see you over there. Of course, if you have not followed us on social media, it is at My Bourbon Pod. You can become a patron of the show as well at Bourbon Shop. Nope, that's not where you can do it. Patreon.com/My Bourbon Podcast. For as little as $1 a month, and for as little As $5 a month, you get all the bonus content, like bonus episodes. Yeah, we do live streams over there every now and then. I got a bunch of stuff that's going to be coming out over the next couple of weeks for you guys, and some more good stuff. So check all that out. Again, patreon.com/mybourbonpodcast. Thank you to everybody who sent in super chats tonight. Super chats, not super chats. I appreciate that. As always, I will see you over there on Clifton's stream at Bourbon Bites. But until then, until next week, I'm Perry, and this has been TIMBP Live. See you guys very soon.